Welcome to Battle of the Ports, and a game I've been waiting to cover for years, but never did due to the lack of true ports. This is Gekirindan, a 1995 vertical shooter from Taito. Running on the Taito F3 board, Gekirindan was created by ex-Tourplan members at Taito after the former company declared bankruptcy in 1994. Gekirindan is a time-jumping, science-fiction-themed, vertically scrolling shoot-'em-up game reminiscent of Truxton 2, where the player assumes the role of one of 6 pilots taking control of their respective space fighter craft through 5 increasingly difficult levels in an effort to defeat Huge Boss and prevent his plan of rewriting human history. As far as vertical scrolling shooters go, Gekirindan appears to be very standard. Players control their craft over a constantly scrolling background, and the scenery never stops moving until a boss is reached. Players also have 3 weapons at their disposal: a main weapon that travels a max distance of the screen height, a sub-weapon, and 3 bombs capable of obliterating any enemy caught within its blast radius. The music featured in Gekirindan is based upon one main melody. This melody is mixed for each time period with some really good results. On the 17th of November 1995, an album featuring music from the game was co-published exclusively in Japan by Citron and Pony Canyon. There is only one real true port of Gekirindan, and that was to the Saturn. This port was published by Virgin Interactive Japan but developed by Japan Media Programming, a developer not known for quality, and it shows. This April 18, 1997 port should and could have been arcade perfect had Taito done the port, but no. They farmed it out to Japan Media Programming, who truly ruined it. For a start, the scaling effects. They are all over the place. The rotating space station here on stage 1 is now a jittery mess. In fact, a lot of the scaling is. Then there is the lower resolution for many of the art assets. We also have issues with alpha blending. In many areas you can see the second scrolling area through the top one. Well, I guess on the plus side it shows that the Saturn can do transparencies. The scrolling is inconsistent, with it stopping to decompress data or skipping frames. In some areas the scrolling drops frames considerably. There's also a lot of slowdown and noticeable loading. Then we have the audio. Sometimes sound effects don't work, but even when they do, the sample quality is bad. And to top it all off, the opening and ending are piss poor FMV sequences instead of real time. Anyone that owns a Saturn and into shooters will know that this is not how a game this simple should be. Layer's section that came out years before is arcade perfect when played in Tate mode. Darius Gaiden is an arcade perfect port too. Two title shooters that even mask loading unlike this game. Even the title arcade ports that aren't truly arcade perfect, such as Metal Black or Gun Frontier, are a million times better than this port. Honestly, if you want to show a Saturn shooter to your friends, don't show this. August 25th, 2005 saw the Japanese release of Taito Memories Gekkan, or second volume. This is a collection of Taito arcade games featuring Gekirindan. It was also on the Western Taito Legends collection. This is an emulated port, but I have to say it runs fairly well. It's not perfect, mind you. There is some shimmering due to scaling the graphics to fit the PlayStation's resolution. The game runs in interlace mode, something that many PS2 games suffer from, and there's a tiny bit of slowdown here and there, but nothing that ruins the experience. On July 10th, 2007, Gekirindan also appeared on Windows as part of the Taito Legends collection from Empire Interactive. This also came to the Xbox in Europe. Now, this is just emulation. The set even uses the exact same ROM packs as MAME. So why am I featuring it on Battle of the Ports? Well, simply because there aren't many true ports of Gekirindan. On the plus side, this emulated version features a nice sharp mode which you are now seeing, and also the ability to have no borders. Those who like stretched images or nasty borders on their games can delight in the option to switch these on if they wish. There are also high quality scans of the arcade flyer and a rundown of the game's story. As for the game, yeah, it's just the arcade ROM emulated on Windows, so yeah, it's gonna be arcade perfect. all those versions of Gekirindan running side by side.